Yep.
They have Quantum Physics is probably one of the more well-known trolls in League of Legends. He's also kind of not bad at playing.
He does like memes.
Yeah. He is one of the better players here. He's Challenger tier, so he's good friends with a lot of people in the community, including Cricket from our other team here. And there was some trash talk going on beforehand.
They did seem a little toxic
yeah.
towards each other. I think if that was in-game, there could have been some reports and bans.
yeah.
It's a good thing it was pre-game.
Yeah, Cricket, longtime caster and player here, very active in the Oklahoma community, and Quantum as well have done a lot to I think, grow the local community. So, going to be fun to watch these guys square off here.
Now, Quantum might be salty about this. He got his Aurelian Soul
He did.
immediately banned after thinking no one would ban it when we just talked to him. So, first pick Riven.
Yeah, locking in the Riven. Sure.
That sends a message.
It does. That's exactly what I was going to say. Message sent.
Yeah.
We'll see exactly what how they receive that message. But yeah, this is a really nice tournament we have going for the Uncapped side. You know, we had, I think, 11 teams for the Platinum Cap tournament and 6 or 7 for the Uncapped tournament here at Tokyo and Tulsa. So this is one of the highlights, I think, of this convention, of the League of Legends calendar for the year in Oklahoma. A lot of teams get out here. A lot of teams come in from the states surrounding the area to play in this one. There's a pretty substantial prize pool dedicated to this tournament, so it's nice to see some teams get out here and battle for this one.
Yep. And they take Trundle. That is about the worst matchup a Riven could possibly have ever. That's pretty rough. It's not going to be a good time for that Riven.
Perhaps the Riven will be a kill lane in the bottom.
Well, there you go.
Mid-Riven.
And they insta-lock Jinx Sejuani.
So, we got a lane swap coming.
I hope for their sake.
So in this Uncapped tournament, a lane swap is something we might actually see throughout the weekend. It's not a given. You certainly won't see it with the same prevalence you see it in LCS, but it is certainly a possibility. Legos addressing the chat. I'm not sure if there was certainly not the Texas A&M team that there has been in the past, full of very high tier players. That team, I think several of them graduated and moved on, so there may be a team here from that, but that particular team is not returned. So let's go ahead and talk about these team comps a little more. Like you said, Sejuani, Riven, Jinx, and Leona that they've locked in. Certainly hyper carrying with that.
Yep.
With that Jinx, they want a lot of disables and knockups.
They have a very strong team fight in a Riven.
Right. Riven knocks people up.
Yep.
You got the Leona ultimate them, and Riven goes and finishes them off with the knockup, giving Jinx the window she needs. Meanwhile, a pretty, I think, just solid traditional team composition coming out of Unicorn on the other side.
Yeah, they're holding up so Quantum can counterpick mid.
Right. And he's certainly going to have his opportunity to. Looks like it might be
the Talia.
Might be Talia. I don't know about that.
Pretty spicy.
I would not be shocked to see him do it, but we will see. Making up his mind here. Alright, so
he's trolling now. This is the trolls we were talking about previously.
We even went to, he memes so hard, we even went over and asked him, just to not troll for our sake. Yep. Don't troll champ select, and what do? They pick Talia.
After trolling through 5 champions.
Yup.
So,
well, I guess that's something, right?
Yep, that is a Talia.
So I guess,
first one in the tournament.
What is this going to look like? What is this? Both lanes I think that we want to touch on, and that is the top lane with the Riven Trundle. Or, no, Trundle is in the top lane. Okay, yep. So Riven Trundle, and then Victor Talia. How do you expect those to play out?
Well, Trundle is a brutal lane for Riven. It's going to be hard to do much of anything, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try and lane swap.
Right.
But also, Leona's pretty good into Ashe. Ashe doesn't have a lot of ways to get out of it, so there's a lot of kill pressure on the bot lane too. So it's like, if they wind up having 2 average matchups compared to 1 good and 1 bad, if they do lane swap. So it depends what they want to go for there.
Yeah, there's certainly, I think, with this composition of champions, some opportunity for creative gameplay, especially with that immobile ADC in Ashe over there for Unicorns. So it's a lot of teleports in this game as well. So expect fights to break out on a dime.
This is where if you try and getting popular. If you try and have fun bot lane at all, you immediately get teleported on by the other two people.
Right. Yeah, it certainly, and it actually has a chilling effect. So, you know, sometimes it works out. You get an engagement, and then there's 2 teleports in for both teams. All of a sudden, it's a party somewhere on the map. There's kills all over. You know, the play-by-play person goes hoarse talking about it. But on the other hand, as you step up in competitiveness, people plan around it.
Yep.
It has a chilling effect. They don't fight, and you get super safe lanes, and that teleport is only used for split pushing. So we'll see which of those this will be.
I'm just excited to see how this Taliyah plays out, how strong it is in lane, how it goes. I have not even seen her since the new patch and her change in abilities. So
yeah, why don't you go ahead and walk through anyone who hasn't maybe tuning in who doesn't know Taliyah, one of the either the newest or one of the newest champions, I believe, in League of Legends.
Yep, the newest. Has a Q. It basically just shoots out like 3 or 4 little pieces of rock, it looks like. And it's just a DPS. Just does damage. It's a little bit of a slow. The W shoots out a pillar out of the ground that redirects which way someone's going, so it can kind of knock an enemy champion in the direction you set it to. And then the E, it's kind of like a Ziggs landmine. It just puts down a field that if they cross, does damage to them, and if they stay in it when it expires, does damage to them.
Right.
And then the ult is the big thing. She shoots like a giant wall, covers like a quarter of the map across. It stays up for 6 or 7 seconds and can actually ride the wall to a place if she wants to get to the lane. So her roams and ganks are very strong at level 6.
Right, and I suspect we will certainly see Quantum try to take advantage of that. He's obviously a player who likes to make a lot of plays as well. So let's talk. We've talked about the individuals in the game and the individual lanes. Let's talk about the team compositions as a whole. A very traditional team composition out of blue side, outside of the Riven, but that's a lot of disables, a lot of stuns, and just a lot of opportunity for Jinx to really go big.
Yep. I think what they need to do is try and win the game before Trundle can get to that point where it can split push and Riven can't do anything about it anymore.
Right.
So they need to either snowball the Riven or group and not allow the Trundle to split push.
Right. And is that what you're playing towards if you're red side on Unicorn, or are they able to create engagements and pick fights? You know, is this something where you think this Trundle Rek'Sai front line, along with the utility provided by Taliyah and even Ashe with the ultimate and Thresh, is able to skirmish with them, or are they just going to be solely trying to get to that late game?
I think it will depend on whether they're ahead, even, or behind. I think if they're ahead, they'll just group up as 5 and try and force down towers, use the pillar and arrow to force fights right down the middle of the lane. But if it's even, I think they'll try and leverage Trundle to try and beat out the Riven and just split push it out.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. We get to see newest champion on the Rift, not counting, I guess, the Rise rework, which is, for everyone at home, Rise is disabled here this weekend.
Teleport your team across the map.
Stop that.
I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
That one worked out. I want to see the Tom Kinch Rise tandem.
Can imagine the trolls already. Wow. Just eat your teammate, carry him into the Rise ult, and TP him onto the fountain.
Especially if you're... I wonder if that would work. You'd have to do it right outside of the fountain range and then spit them into the fountain. That's the way to do it. That way you don't die to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you get a very tanky Tom Kinch and walk out before it kills you.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing we could be talking about, is how to troll teammates with the double teleports.
If we're talking about Tom Kinch, the only relevant thing about him is how to kill your teammates in the fountain.
That's true. All right, so getting into the game here, level 1. We might have an engagement. Uh-oh, who is Dad? Is in trouble, and Leona does land on him. Is he going to make it out? He hasn't burned any summoners yet. However, they might have to. He's taking damage. Winter's Bite going to... Not Winter's Bite, rather. The Northern Wind's going... Flail going down there for...
I think...
Sejuani. We talked about sending a message.
Is there a DC there, or was that actual BM?
I don't think there was the DC.
It was very aggressive BMing.
We tried to set this up for you. We tried to let you guys know coming into the game here. There's a bunch of people who know each other. This is a bunch of people who are going to do their best to troll each other, and I think that qualifies.
Dude, this looks like it's turning out to be a clown fiesta. Just executing themselves at level 1.
Clown fiesta confirmed. All right. Well, I think that eventually we'll get a real game here.
I hope so.
Everyone's messing around the first 90 seconds of the game. It doesn't matter. The important thing, though, to actually take out of that is that Ash did not have to burn summer. She was able to be patient, was disciplined, walked it out there. Meanwhile, we talked about possibly seeing a lane swap. We're not seeing the lane swap, so it will be the Trundle-Riven matchup in that top lane. So all eyes on the mid lane, although at the moment on the top lane, but I'd say all eyes in the mid lane is Quantum Montalia goes against Biscuit on Victor, and Biscuit is a very good player in his own right, and Victor is a pretty safe champion. And Quantum getting a little bit of poke there.
It looks like he's just wanting to keep the wave pushed in with that Q. It gives a lot of wave clear, so...
There's a lot of trading back and forth there. Quantum actually comes out on the worst end of it, though this early it's not going to be too much either way. Meanwhile, there's going to be a lot of poke coming out of that bottom lane. There's actually a fair amount of kill pressure in that bottom lane with the slows coming from Ash. Look at this fight in the top lane, though. Riven is going ham. John is just wailing on him.
Riven just never has a good time in.
He's got a flash. Will John go? John has the minions that are attacking him, but Riven is able to flash out of that one, get away safely. He went really aggressive there. He had the creep wave. Didn't matter. Still had to run. And Quantum working his way back in this. But going back to what I was saying, there's going to be a lot of kill pressure in that bottom lane. Just one, because that's what happens when you have Thresh on your team. But given the
Leona,
and given the poke from Ash as well, both sides I think can set something up. Now Kush has not had enough on the top, and John gets a nice pillar.
There's nothing worse than having to play that matchup. It's brutal. They're actually going for a blue buff still here as well.
Yeah, they're able to pick it up because they know they had that pressure in the top lane. Meanwhile, Chompers will just miss on Decay. Hook lands, though. Beer is getting in trouble, taking a lot of damage. Who is that? Gets stunned, backs up. In the end, it looks to be pretty even, but Cricket might be in trouble. We talked about it. Heal is burned. Oh, look at this. Riven teleporting back to the top, trying to make something happen on John. He's not able to do it. Pillar knocks him up, and here comes Wild Duck. Yeah, this is just bad times if you're Riven. Nice job trying to get out of this. Flash by Duck, though. We'll finish it off. Meanwhile, Cricket gets played back and is hooked, and Decay picks it up. 3-0 early for Unicorns here. This is not what you wanted if you're on the blue side, trying to pull the upset against the defending champions here, Tokyo and Tulsa. This is even worse than that kill. Is all the CS that Jinx is missing. Decay tries
off the experience too.
Yeah. Peanut does land on Ash, but I don't think that Who Is That's gonna care. Meanwhile, missing Decay just sitting in the bush. Beerus knows he can't show his face up there. So Riven walking back into this lane, 0-3, really 0-2 due to the level 1 trolls, but down 13 CS to a 101 Trundle. That's not going to get any better.
Nope.
Alright, well, here in the mid lane, we thought we might see something, but instead it's just been safe farming. That was a nice job by Quantum to get a little damage in there, but both players farming fairly well.
This Riven is still trying to fight.
Well, he's got the wave. This is not going to be a better time. But he's just not able. It's a nice job of spacing there by John. He's able to keep the distance so that the knockups by Riven don't land. He's not able to get that damage. And now this is a nice flash hook over wall, but it does miss. So Mystic Decay gets nothing. In fact, Wild Duck almost goes down to the tower. Nice job there by Biscuit, to be honest. That was close. That's that roam. Now here we go. Kush is trying it again, but he's got to run away. Pillar comes out. Doesn't get the full knockup, but the bite will do it, and he goes down again.
You can't say he's scared.
I don't.
He's not scared.
That is correct. This is very aggressive up there, and it's not working. They have to pull something, I think. You gave up kills bottom lane as well. At this point, you may try to... The normal laning phases aren't working out. Get creative, try to make something happen, because it's not getting any better for Riven up in the top. And Trundle already 201, just going to reach that devastating late game very early.
Well over double the CS.
Yeah.
And Quantum has basically had a blue buff from 3 minutes into this game.
That's right, because they took those steals earlier, and he's going to pick this one up as well. And that contributes to the 8 CS lead he currently holds over Biscuit in that mid lane. Alright, so 6.5 minutes in, it's a 2,500 gold lead for Unicorn as they just exert dominance in every lane. Now Wild Duck waiting in the wings, has arrived, gets the knock up there on Biscuit, who's trying to run away. He should be safe. He throws down the Lightning Storm, gets them to back off. Comes out of it.
Gets out without using any summoners.
Riven's still trying to make this happen here. Pillar goes up, Bike goes down. John chases him down. He's stealing from him, and he's going to flash and finish it off again.
Yep.
I'd send Riven into the jungle at this point.
Just get him anywhere away from that.
Hook lands on Beerus again. Decay doesn't want it though, as they're playing near that tower. They know the pressure Cricket can put down, but Cricket's actually forced to flash away on Leona. Nice job there by Mystic Decay, and who is that to get their harassment outside of the tower range. But here comes the
not level 6 yet.
Counterplay onto Quantum. It's not going to work. Another hook onto Beerus by Mystic Decay. They actually bait Cricket in. The flay comes in. Cricket might be paying for this one with his life. One last shot from Ash will take it down. Rek'Sai has arrived as well. Beerus needs to get out of there. The dive might be happening. Here it comes. Wild Duck is in. Flash burned early by Beerus, and he's able to make it out safely. Meanwhile, Quantum was able to get away in that mid lane. Didn't have to flash, and is now extending his lead thanks to that blue buff over Victor. 6-0, 8 minutes in. Defending champions, Unicorn, some of your defending champions anyways, taking a commanding lead here in this first game in our Uncapped tournament.
TP's in.
This is just a free farm. There's nothing.
Riven is almost a cannon minion at this point.
There's nothing that can be done about it. He walks up, he bites him, and he falls down shortly after that. Meanwhile, who's that does pick up the bottom tower. Mystic is
picking up Infernal Dragon as well. That's just the rub-ins.
Choose your own adventure here for Unicorn as they choose to take a tower and a dragon. Meanwhile, Trundle's still just with complete control up at the top. I think the best thing for Riven would be to let this tower fall.
Yeah.
Go farm in the jungle, let the tower fall, try to freeze the wave by your second turret and get some sort of farm to try to get back in the game. You're down 37 farm in that top lane.
They're just Thresh and Rek'Sai are just constantly invading into Blue Team's jungle.
They have no fear. They know that, at least on the top side, Riven certainly can't provide any resistance. And on the bottom side, they took down the turret, so they have that pressure now. And here we go, Riven trying to get on John, but he just takes so much on the trade back. And
Quantum comes out of nowhere with the ult.
Yeah. Quantum arrives, knocks him up. John finishes it off. 7-0, 9.5 minutes in, as Unicorn just completely in control here. They move on to the Rift Arrow. Going for every objective on the map.
Once Trundle has this, he'll just have even more of an advantage top.
Yeah, it's just a matter of this. The problem for Riven is he keeps returning to the lane. He keeps trying, and their wards are not up well enough. They continue to get ganked, and it's just not working out for them. They haven't seen them group. We haven't seen them swap. We've just seen them try to play a straight-up game when they were disadvantaged, and when they fell behind in that straight-up game, they didn't change anything. And that just means it's going to continue to snowball, and that's why 10 minutes in, it's 7-0, Unicorn up 5,000 gold.
Yep. They need some sort of creative play where they can get numbers and get...
Here comes Victor. He's doing his best. He lands quite a bit on Decay. He's able to flash out, but the Quantum just flashes to follow. Picks up another kill. 8-0, 6,000 gold. Will they walk down the middle? They're certainly looking like they want to. This is not a good place to be. Nice job by Decay there to not make it obvious that he knew where he was. Lands the hook.
The flash.
Immediately goes down. Ash arrow lands on Cricket in the bush. He'll fall down. It's Thresh, Mr. Decay, who picks it up.
The Thresh with the KS and then the BM Mastery.
They're just all over the jungle of the blue side right now. Beer is trying to get out. They get the knock up, get the hook. He's gonna fall down. It's Decay who picks it up. Wild Duck survives. The minion wave has arrived. They can walk safely past that.
It's a 7k gold lead now at 11 minutes. That's
a lot of damage Quantum's putting out. He takes quite a bit in return. Able to walk out safely. They still haven't even taken that middle turret, but nice ultimate there. And they do pick it up. Riven getting in on the game, picks up Quantum, but now they're getting it turned back around. Flashing by Rek'Sai, gets a double knock up. He picks up the double kill. Now Cricket trying to run away. Biscuit arrives back, but it's just a slow defense. Meanwhile, Trundle just methodically working his way down that top side.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Quantum just destroyed his tournament KDA.
That is correct. He went undefeated, or deathless rather, in his first game, and he has died here. So he's the only player on his team who died.
Yep. Clearly the worst player on his team.
Agreed. Fairly embarrassing if you're him.
Yep.
Meanwhile, back in the game, Trundle takes down another turret. So Kush gonna try to get out here. He's got help this time. That's why they're trying to make this work. Sejuani has arrived. Trundle might be 2v1ing. Oh my gosh, that damage from the bite is enough to take out Riven. Kush goes down. Sejuani goes down. Quantum has arrived. This is a bad time for Victor. Nice job dodging that one. I don't know if he's going to make it out. John's taking the turret, but he's just so tanky. Trundle doesn't care.
Trundle is quite strong at this point.
He is 602.
Yep.
As he is just completely...
Handily 1v3 there.
I mean, we talked about first pick lock and Riven sending a message, and that message was received, and that message was answered.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Beer is just trying to get some farm in his own jungle, but dodges the arrow in a sense, but poor Beerus gets pulled into the wall by Mystic Decay, who solos him out as Thresh. To be fair, he was half HP when it started, but 30 minutes in, 17-1. Quantum, the only bad player on Unicorn who has died, is they now have arrived in the middle lane to take down the turret. This is quite the, I think I heard that Quantum was 23-0 in his first 22-0 in his first game of the day. So this is quite the statement that we are seeing from the defending champs. This is here at Tokyo and Tulsa. Meanwhile, this fight does break out in the middle lane. Quantum goes down yet again.
Quantum now 2 of his team's 2 deaths.
Ash picks up a double kill.
Might be time to consider a substitution.
Who is that? Does the work for his team. Now Wild Duck, though, going to join him on the sidelines. Super Mega Death Rocket picks it up, but Ash picks up the turret. Trundle picks up the kill on Victor as Biscuit falls. So at least Quantum is no longer alone in his shame.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the team is just mercilessly shoving down the mid lane. 14 minutes. They're up 14,000 gold, 21-3. Let's talk about where these teams go for here. Coming into this Uncapped, it was, can anybody compete with Unicorn? They have this feared roster. They have these players who are well known and very good. Can anybody compete with them? Through 2 games, the answer is no.
Yeah.
However, overconfidence has doomed many a team in the past,
that's true.
including this one in question. These players won this tournament last year, but last year was sort of a quest of redemption for them, as we see Decay actually get picked off here by Cricket and Sage, and they do take him down, but his team has arrived. Jinx trying to finish it off, and she can get Hudat, she'll get excited. She's not able to do it. Hudat picks it up. Double kill for Ash. Meanwhile, Kush trying to run away.
And this poor Riven.
And Quantum has arrived. The arrow will miss.
Tries to TP out, doesn't get it.
Player John is legendary. But going back to what we're talking about, this team, they won this tournament last year. But last year was a tournament of sort of redemption of sorts for them. Because the year before that, they were pretty cocky because they, they're very good and they were very good players. But a team from Texas A&M with multiple high-tier players came up here and actually took down the tournament from the Oklahoma natives, won the money, took down the whole thing, and they had dominance of bragging rights for years. So we saw try-hard mode out of Team Mystic last year as they came back and won, and now we see them coming back with some of the same players, having a great start to this tournament, but they do know what it's like to lose on this stage.
Yep. They seem to be taking the games pretty seriously once it actually starts.
Right. And they completely dodged that solar flare by Cricket. Meanwhile, Talia able to knock him back. Mystic Decay walking up there. Cricket gets the stun. They want the fight. Nice lightning storm there. Kush comes in, but he's able to get a knock up. They take Ash down. Jinx is excited. Talia had a nice ult there to get him out of the fight, but she still lost her ADC. Oh, but there goes Kush. Cricket chases too far. He'll fall down. Biscuit trying to make it out. He gets the stun, but goes down as a triple kill for Talia. Quantum 8-2-6, 28-5, 16 minutes in. That was actually, though, it started off
that
pretty
felt like
well.
a best case fight.
Yeah.
Had the 3-man Sejuani ult, into the Victor ult, into the Jinx ult. They had all the wombo, and just not the items for it to do anything.
Just didn't have it. They just fell too far behind early, and that's what we talked about. Riven just kept walking up to the top lane, just banging his head against the wall, trying to make it work, and instead the wall fell down on him. And that is why now 15 minutes, 16 minutes into the game, it wasn't enough, and even when they had everything they wanted, it was not enough to finish it off. Now they do have this catch on Decay, who throws down the box. Cricket goes in on him. Vendor doesn't want it, but Quantum does so much damage. As soon as he walks in, Cricket falls down. Riven falls down on the other side of the map.
At this point, it's hard to tell if they're catching him or he's catching them.
Yeah, Decay was almost certainly baiting them in that fight, so he knew the damage Quantum would be able to put out on Talia. Ash walking down the mid lane, Rek'Sai and Trundle walking down the top lane as Quantum and Mystic Decay. Teammates sitting down in the bottom. Top first base turret of the game
to be
goes
taking
down.
all 3 base turrets simultaneously.
That is what we're seeing. Jinx comes in, lands a peanut on the Trundle. He just eats it and keeps on doing what he's doing. This is a very low Sejuani though. He's just baiting them into Trundle. Trundle's strong. I don't know if he's gonna be able to 2v4 here, but he might.
I think he's going.
Okay, he's going to.
Yeah.
Yep. Picks up 2 of them. Super Mega Death Rocket whiffs.
He's just tanking the Nexus towers now.
He is doing that. They are so low. Jinx finished it off. Oh, great job there by Rek'Sai, though. He was dead to rights from Jinx, who's going to chase him down. He was able to flash, get the knock up, and finish him off, though he did go down to the turret. But that was a nice individual play there by Duck on Rek'Sai.
They're going for the pre-20-minute end, it looks like.
That's the A, 17 minutes as we come up on 18. Quantum BMing in the fountain as his team works on the Nexus turret. Ash was shut down, though. They have 3 people up. Sejuani comes out. Kush just takes so much damage. What a rough game, rough start to the tournament here in the second game for him. Now, I do know that this team won their first match, so they will move to 1-1 as Unicorn moves to 2-0. The kills keep coming in. Spoilers, it's Unicorn picking him up. Double kill this time for John on Trundle. Biscuit trying one last time to make something happen. Isn't able to do so. They move on to dancing outside the fountain. BMing to the end.
All you can do in these kind of games, say unlucky, move on to the next game, try and clear from your head.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Honor, first of all, never mind. I was going to say, honor Trundle for being the only person trying to actually end the game, but he's over here being toxic as well.
Yeah,
so
it turns out the entire team is toxic.
Forget that. Minions will do the job for him. Oh, Riven going in. Vendor trying to get that flash knock up into the teleport. Doesn't work. Super Mega Death Rock does pick up Talia as Quantum dies for a 3rd time.
Quantum continues to have the highest amount of deaths on his team.
That's just embarrassing, really. Well, there you go, guys. That is the bar that is set. That is Unicorn coming in with several of the defending champions here at Tokyo and Tulsa. So there's a lot going on.
Strong-looking team.
They looked very good in their first 2 games. That's our Uncapped tournament. And you know what? As good as they are, that's one team. There's money for more than the first place team in this tournament. You don't need to beat that team to do well. And you're never going to beat them if you don't play against the best and improve. So.